Yeah. I actually can't hear myself think, but okay, I wanted to have a bit of a chat about safeguarding as it applies to the GRA. Lots of people talk about safeguarding a lot, but I think, which is great, but openly I think this means broadly about that they care about children and generally keeping safe. But children are lawfully protected under the Children's Act, and these are statutory responsibilities. But the flashpoint, obviously, is where this meets the Gender Recognition Act, and to a lesser extent, the Equality Act, and that's what I want to talk about. The GRA is a sex falsification act of squatters' rights, which basically runs smashing head-on into safeguarding. And because if you believe of the existence of trans people, and there's many, many people that obviously do, then basically that's an anti-safeguarding position. Because if you affirm the sex falsification and say that one sex class can inhabit another, then you're personally a threat to child and non-capacitous women. They're safeguarding. So to make it simple, one of these special feelings people can get a job in teaching and gaslight children by bringing his fetish to work and with his fake boobs and his skirt and make kids call him miss. And he can don a nurse's uniform and go to a disabled woman's house and change her tampon whilst calling himself Marjorie. So these non-binary teachers are going into schools on a daily basis calling themselves they and mix, and that's gaslighting the children, and they're also being punished for this. So single-sex wards will never be able to be single-sex ever until we rectify this rights issue because of Trust's trans policies and Annex B, which sadly has come back even stronger for non-binary people, and they are even more empowered, and this is also more anti-safeguarding. So basically, women in mental health units and psychiatric units are in even more danger because they're basically building mixed gender units. This is the most crazy thing I've ever done, I can't even think. So basically, there's a loophole in the criminal record system, and Keep Prisons single sex are amazing on this. But basically, because people can change their gender and change their name in this self-declaration system, DRB checks are completely a busted flush, and so anyone going into schools, we cannot guarantee that they haven't got a criminal record. So the Gender Recognition Act is basically a dog's dinner, which forces a belief to replace fact. So we need to get rid of it because it's a violation of women's and children's rights. So to finish up, we need to repeal the GRA and not make trans, cosmetic, iatrogenic harm people any worse off, because they're still protected under the Equality Act, under protected characteristics of disability and sex, and thanks to Maya Forstater, belief too. So we want to repeal the GRA, reform the Equality Act, and to remove the protected characteristic of gender reassignment, reinstate the Sex Discrimination Act, and deal with transgender discrimination under freedom of belief in the Equality Act 2010. And this would restore women's rights and remove the legal pressures to cede to men's demands, and restore child safeguarding, restore reality in law, and bring an end to the cognitive capture in the public sphere by sex denialism from trans ideology. Thank you very much.
Thank you.